Whenever I talk to people about their fear of public speaking, there is one common theme. Namely, many of them tell me that they are panically afraid of a situation where they get on a stage, they are presenting, everything's going well, and then for whatever reason, they start losing their composure. Now, I'm not sure if it ever happened to you. I know that it happened to me, and it's a terrible situation to be in because you are presenting, things are going well. The audience is reacting very positively to you. You feel powerful, and then for whatever reason, you start losing your composure. You don't know how to manage your emotions. Perhaps someone starts looking at you with a grumpy face, and you start wondering, is that person enjoying my presentation? Maybe nobody's enjoying my presentation, and then you get into this loop, this downward spiral. Maybe you forget about what you are about to say and you start panicking. Oh my God, I don't know what to say. Will I be able to actually perform the entire presentation now? Or perhaps you simply remind yourself of some bad situation that happened to you in the past. Maybe again, you look at someone and for some reason they remind you of that situation and you get into the downward spiral. There are many different reasons, but the point is people are often very afraid of it, and it's kind of like with being afraid of flying on planes. Many people who are afraid to fly, they are not necessarily afraid that they will die, because they know that statistically the chance is extremely small, pretty much non-existent, that they will die on a plane. However, they are afraid of their reaction to being afraid. So in their mind they are running this scenario that, oh my God, what if I'm on a plane and then suddenly I get really weirded out and I start having a panic attack and I'm going to be a laughingstock, all right? And I'm going to be in the news, for example. So people are afraid of that. And the same goes for public speaking. People are not necessarily afraid that they won't provide enough value to their audience, but they are afraid that they will have certain reaction to being afraid. So I believe that there are certain things that you can do to prevent those situations from happening, but also if they happen, then those tools will help you to recover. And I like to call it the emergency toolbox. Now, the cool thing about it is that if you learn those tools, the chances are you won't even have to use them. Because having the awareness that you know what to do in case you lose your composure will give you that extra confidence that will probably help you to avoid those situations in the first place. So the first tool is actually very simple. Whenever you are presenting and you start losing your composure for whatever reason, tell people to close their eyes and share some type of story with them. Now, the important thing is that you really need to know those tools very, very well. So if I wake you up in the middle of the night and I ask you, hey, tell me about that story, you know exactly what to say, okay? It's literally embedded in your mind. Because again, you want to avoid a situation where you tell people to close their eyes and then you don't know what to say, okay? Because that would be really terrible. But if you really learn a few stories that can apply to different situations and you know them by heart, okay, they are embedded in your mind, then whenever you are facing some type of situation when you feel overwhelmed, everyone is looking at you, you feel stressed out, you don't know what to say next, you can tell them, guys, close your eyes for a moment. Please close your eyes. I want to share something with you. And most people, probably all of them, will actually close their eyes. Suddenly what happens? Well, the pressure is gone. Maybe not totally gone, but the pressure is much smaller because just a moment ago, everyone was staring at you with their big eyes, and now everyone is standing like this or sitting like this. So suddenly you have more comfort, there's less pressure, and then you can start telling the story. Now, it's important that the story is powerful. It has to be something very emotional. Then you start telling the story, take a few deep breaths, you pause for a moment, and then you tell the story. And by the time you finish the story, whether it's 1 minute or 2 minutes, you will feel more comfortable, okay? Now, this really works. Obviously, you don't want to use it all the time, but this is a really cool tool that you can use whenever you have a situation when you lose your composure. The second tool is probably even more simple, and you can use it quite often actually. You could even use it during every single presentation, and it's basically getting your audience to do something, okay? So let's say that you feel at the beginning of the presentation, you don't feel at your best, right? You feel lack of confidence. You don't know where it's gonna go. Instead of just starting your presentation, you can tell everyone, hey guys, stand up and introduce yourself to people standing on your left and on your right. I'm gonna give you a minute, introduce yourself and ask them what brought them here. Whatever it is, you can do something like this, and thanks to that, you're gonna accomplish two things. First of all, you take pressure away from yourself, right? But also you change the energy in the room. You know, people have more energy because maybe they've been sitting for the last few hours And now finally they got to stand up, and perhaps they never really talked to someone sitting on their left or on their right, and now finally they have a chance to meet those people. Okay, so there are a bunch of benefits to that. Now, for the record, I'm using those tools even when I'm not stressed out. Okay, by now I had quite a lot of experience on a stage and in front of the camera, so I don't really have those situations anymore when I get on the stage and I'm like, oh my god, I don't know what to do. I feel quite comfortable on a stage, but I still use those tools because I believe that they are powerful to convey your message. So in case you see me somewhere, maybe you attend one of my seminars or one of my keynotes, if I say please close your eyes, don't assume that I'm totally stressed out, because perhaps I'm doing it only because I believe in the power of this tool. However, having said that, make sure that you use those tools because they are really powerful, especially when you're losing your composure and you want to recover quickly.